everybody? Welcome to another episode of Behind the Mic Stand. My name is Alex Babbitt, but y'all know that already. I am here in the new studio space, which I'm very excited to showcase to y'all. I'm here with my very special guest. Now, this dude, best way I could explain him, is truly one of the kindest people in comedy, man. Not only is he funny and he's talented, but also he's just a fucking kind human being. So, ladies and gentlemen, I need y'all to make some noise. Clap your hands, do whatever you got to do. If you're listening, just say woo in your car. Make some noise for the one and only Alex Quow. What up, bro?
Hey, what's up, man? How you feeling?
Yo, we here, man. You're the only person I think got more teeth than me. I'm almost sure. Like it's just.
They say we both got ginormous teeth. I don't even know how or why.
Let's be real. How many do you think you got? Because I think I'm at 3,000. That's how many teeth I think I got.
I might, bro. I definitely got more than any dinosaur in those old science books. Like the T-Rex, he was looking crazy. But we looking crazy. I don't understand.
It's nothing but smiles, man. But I love it. How's your day going, dog?
Day's good, man. Day's good. It's not 85 degrees out, so that's good, finally. And I don't know. I just be taking it one step at a time. That's all.
Yeah, dude. I commend you for that, like heavily. And if I haven't told you in person, I'm telling you now, I'm extremely proud of just what I've seen in terms of your like progression, like in the comedy community and stuff like that. Like over the past, like I want to say year, I've casually watched you just not only get stronger as a comic, but then also get around more. And I remember us having conversations like that. So that's awesome, dog.
Bruh, I gotta give you a lot of credit because I always remember the people who helped me out the most. And I give you credit with really giving me that opportunity first. A lot of people started taking me more seriously when they started seeing me work with you. You know what I mean? And I'm being dead ass. So it's like when that happened and like we started working more and more, that really kind of gave me a platform to elevate. And not only that, you funny as hell. So if I'm on the same shows that you,
people was like,
that's dead ass.
He might be something.
He might be something after all. We gotta take a look over here for a second.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Anytime, man. Any fucking time. Like I appreciate that, and I take that in. I'm taking that. I don't go to therapy, but I feel like that's just what therapy people. You go to therapy?
I should. I need that shit.
Yeah, I know another brother that needs to.
I definitely need that. Everybody need it on some level, but we do it especially. Like as comedians, I feel like comedians definitely need
absolutely, bro. So, matter of fact, let me give you the proper like how we kind of do this rundown on this show, man. Is because you give me a lot of credit, and I do take that in heavily, and I appreciate that, and that makes me feel good because that's always something I strive to do in my career in general. It's like just help other people because I was helped a lot. You know what I mean? By at least the comics that I respected and stuff like that. It wasn't everybody, but some people I really value. But for people who don't know you, Alex Quow, I want to take the moment to, do what we call your origin story. You know what I mean? I'm a big comic book guy, all this other stuff. So how could you describe not only how you got started as an entertainer, but like, what do you feel like some of your earliest just background elements to who you are now? Like, what were some of the things?
I think if I'm being real, I was a shy kid. I never talked. I never, like in grade school, middle school, I was the quietest kid on earth. I never said anything. It was high school when I really started opening up, where if there was like a moment where I could define like, oh, I might have something here. You ever be on those group projects where it's like you do all the work, but like the rest of the team just kind of gave it to you and you?
Oh, I was the rest of the team.
I was the guy who had to put everything together, right? Okay. And I remember, but I remember it was one of those, and damn, this is crazy. But we had to present the next day, like give a whole presentation, and these guys didn't know my work, right? So I was just kind of freestyling, but I was still scared to talk at the time. So it was the first time I was just like, you know what? Let's just talk about this and just talk, right? Just do it. And the class was laughing, teachers laughing, everybody's dying. And I actually, after the class, I went to the teacher and I apologized to him. I said, man, women's rights ain't funny. I wasn't trying to make something out of
it. Man, talking about women's rights?
Yeah, and it was hilarious, apparently. I don't know why, but it was. So I said, I apologize. And he said, don't be sorry. Just when you talk, it's funny. And I was like, maybe I should try doing it some more. And then I just kind of started pushing the limit of what I was saying. And I learned that you can get away with a lot as long as there's a funny joke attached to it. So that's what it turned into. And then I was just like, damn. But I still didn't want to do stand up. Stand up wasn't something I had even thought about. Cause and I told you this on the car rides that we've done, but my only exposure to stand up was Seinfeld because my dad loved that show. So
you got
I respect Seinfeld, but yeah, he loves Seinfeld. That's Nico said the same thing. Like, really? I was like, yeah, he loves Seinfeld. It's crazy. He loved NASCAR too. That's a different story. But yeah, so he loved Seinfeld, and Seinfeld does his bits at the start and at the end of the show. And I thought it was cool. I'm like, I respect it. I didn't see myself in that. But when I got to college is when I really started, you get the Netflix password, then you really start watching it. Then I'm like, oh, stand-up could be anything. Like, it could be storytelling. It could be observation. Then I started seeing myself in, like, the black communities. I saw, like, that's why I watched, like, Kevin Hart, watched Eddie Murphy, and I'm like, oh, I felt like that was me. I'm like, I know that's me. I kind of saw it, and I was like, there's nothing else. Like, this is the thing. I know this is the thing.
Wow.
But my mom was like, you got to graduate. She said, I'm glad you found the thing, but you need that piece of paper first. So I'm like,
do you even use that piece of paper now? What'd you go to college for?
Absolutely not. I lost it. If I'm being real with you, I lost it. It's somewhere. I pinned it down to 3 different locations, but it's not in the folder. I'll tell you that. It's not in the folder.
It's balled up somewhere.
I think it's like a doorstop somewhere. I don't know.
That's awesome. So man, you watched Seinfeld as a kid, but like, and do you think it was some cultural stuff? Like, something about him just don't feel like me.
I didn't even watch the show. I was watching my dad watch the show. That's really what it was. I'm like, he's cool, but I'm like, I don't really
ain't hitting. Really but then right? You saw the Kevin
really
Hart's, the Eddie Murphy.
But that's where I really got the idea. And then I was in school and I had the idea to try it. And almost like, I call it like a universe kind of like moment, right? There was one day I was in school and I was ordering pizza. And we had like this, it was like an auditorium, right? And the auditorium doors are always open. I'm ordering my pizza and I see the doors are closed. That means something's going on. So I said, let me go check this out. I'm waiting for pizza anyway. I opened the doors and students are doing stand-up in front of like the whole student body. It was a competition they was running. And I'm like, how come nobody told me about this? I was like, this is my chance. I was like, this is it, right? They were like, he's running it. So I go to him and I was like, you gotta let me up for a little bit. And he said, no. I asked him 5 times. I said, please put me up. He said, fine, stop asking. You can just do 5 minutes at the end. I said, perfect. And I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to say. I had nothing in mind, right? But I just went up there and I talked. I think it was killing bugs. It was something
Yo, why is your subject matter so odd? It's either women shit couldn't vote or the Lion King.
I don't know what it was. I went from ordering pizza to, you better perform for the first time ever. And I'm like, well, all right. And it went amazing. I'm telling you, I don't know. I didn't know what a punchline was. I didn't know what a setup was. But man, everybody was loving it. And at the end, people were like, well, did you win? And I'm like, I wasn't competing. I was just here doing it. I was my first guest spot. I was like, I'm just doing I'm just here. Right. And from there, I felt like that was, call it God, the universe. That was something saying, you can do this if you really dedicate yourself to it. That was all the confirmation I needed. It was like, you really can do this. So I told my mom I graduate, and after that, I knew I wanted to start, so I ended up doing it. And I started in 2016.
That is, dude, that's so, because there's a couple, I think that's fantastic. That's a dope origin story, right? Because there's a couple things that I even heard in that are like key elements to being an entertainer in general. I feel it's like someone told you no, and you were like, yeah, but I need this.
Yeah, I had to try. Like, fuck it. We had pizza coming afterwards anyway, so we could go good or bad. So
you thought it through.
Didn't matter how it went. I just had to know. I just had needed to know if I could do it. That was,
and you got all of those no's in a row, and you still just was so persistent. You know what I mean? And that's whether you notice it or not, that's such a great skill to have in general. But then especially when you know, like when you're trying to get on stage somewhere in the city and like people don't know you, and you just like. They like, yo, come back next week. You like, all right, I'm coming back. All right. I need this.
You just kept pulling up. I'm like, I'll be here. I'll be here. I promise.
Yeah.
I'll be here.
And you always have. That's so dope, bro. That's so dope. When it came to your,
I'm
sorry, what you saying?
No, I was gonna say, but at the same time, that's one part of it. But at the other part of it too, it's like you were talking about like being a
Hmm.
nice dude and all of this, and which apparently I guess I was actually kind of shocked because I'm just like what. At the same time, I was like, we all in this to make people laugh. Everybody should be nice, right? That was my
No.
logic. Right? That's some like I know that's some like main character like Goku type. Oh, everybody should be good, but no, it wasn't the case. But I'm just like what? At the end of the day, it's like I just remember those days of just constantly like nobody knowing me at all. So it's like let me just be the person I wish
Yep.
I met in those
Yep.
days. You know what I mean? So that's
Oh,
what it
that
comes
is,
down to.
dude. I think that, to be honest, I think that's where I feel like a kindred spirit to you in that regard. Because it's the same thing. It's like I try to be kind to people because I remember when I was
Mm-hmm.
scared, because I started in high school. So this,
Right, which is
so for
crazy.
me,
Wow.
this is like uh, is my education. Like as a man, I learned how to navigate. So there was a lot of things that I was experiencing that I was like almost like a kid. Like I'm taking it in. Like, yo, please, I was looking at everybody. Please, adult people, be nice to me because I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing for real. I'm trying very hard, and this is all I have, like internally.
You doing what you think is
Yeah,
right. That's it. It's just what you think you should be
yeah,
doing. You got to really
yeah. And
figure it
you have
out.
to
And
learn.
props to you, man. High school is
Yeah,
crazy.
bro.
That's
It
insane.
is, and it's like one of those things that feels good, but at the same time, it's like there's people who I've met who I didn't love how they navigated the game, and I'm not going to
Mm-hmm.
directly talk about it, but stories you've even relayed to me about just
Mm-hmm.
people having a more negative way to go about it. And I think in the long term, in the long term, because that's what this game is. It's about being at least decent. You don't got to be perfect, but be
At the very minimum, just be a decent dude.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you don't gotta like me. There's plenty of people who don't like me. That's fine. But it's like at the end of the day, I'm gonna still say hi. At the very least, like,
Yeah,
oh, you're here. Good to
yeah.
see you. You're like, it comes down to
We
that.
in a
But I say too, good or bad, you can learn something from everybody.
mhm.
That's one thing too. It's even dealing with the bad, the good, and even in between. There's something everybody could teach you, whether it's a good lesson or a bad. That's the way I approach
Yeah,
people in general. So it's like I'm always excited to meet people. It's like, all right, you could teach me something I didn't know.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like some people are only here to teach you a small lesson. You get bigger lessons from other people, but it's like as long as you keep that constant learning to it, then I'm never upset to
What
meet
is some
nobody
of
new. So
your best? I'm gonna word this in this way. What are some of your best bad lessons? Like, what's a bad lesson that somebody taught you? You was like, oh, I'm never doing that.
oh, a bad
Mm-hmm.
lesson. That's I
Okay.
got one, and but it's like it's a bad lesson that I learned, but from a good person who coached me through it.
Okay,
How about
talk
that?
to me.
I can make
Yeah.
it like that, right? Um, this is maybe 2 years ago. I was trying to run this new joke, right? And I was leading with it, right? And I didn't know what was wrong. To me, I couldn't figure it out. I was like, why isn't this working? Why is the rest of the set tank? I didn't know what was going on. Mark Gregory pulled me aside one day, and he was just like, "Why are you leading with new stuff? What is wrong with you?" I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, this is how we do it, isn't it? This is how we're supposed to do it. He's like, no, you don't lead with new stuff. You got to establish yourself as funny first, then you get into the new. And I'm like, oh. And it's crazy because I was fucking up for a long time doing that. But he was somebody who pulled me aside and said, "I'm gonna save you, young brother. I'm gonna save you. We getting sick and tired of seeing this shit."
And because for those
I give him
for those
massive.
who don't know,
I
Mark
give him
Gregory
massive props
is
for that.
Dick Gregory's, like, I think grandson or something like that. So he comes
Grandson, yeah.
across like a civil rights leader. so
Oh my god. Oh my god. I feel like I'm talking to Malcolm X and reincarnate sometimes. It's just like we want to see you do better, brother. Come on. You know. So it's like it's not a bad lesson. It's a
yeah.
good lesson, but from something bad I was doing myself. But
You were bombing at the beginning of every show by accident. You was like, I thought that's what they did. It's comics.
oh my god. And then worse is when you bob and people come up to you, great set. You're like, oh word? Like, hey, I knew something was wrong with that microphone. I thought it was me. But
Just a bunch of haters. You can't trust them.
it's a bunch bad. But I don't know if I've gotten any bad lessons though, to be honest with you, because it's like every lesson I try to take, I gotta have a
Okay.
positive spin on it. There has to be. Because if I look at it as a bad lesson, I look at it as a waste of
Mm.
time. And everything I do, I mean, it's like you could. I'm talking even the darkest days. You could learn something from
Mm-hmm.
that. You know what I mean? And I also feel like if you don't learn a lesson from one person, somebody else is gonna come along and teach you that same
Mm.
lesson. That's the other point. I've definitely had repeat people come into my life where I'm like, you remind me of the last guy. But it's like, I didn't learn from the first person. So it's like, oh, you're here again to make sure I learn this. And you can't make it to that next level until you learn that lesson.
Wow.
That's another thing too. It'll stall your growth. I promise you, I've had moments where I'm like, I felt like I was stagnant, whether it's comedy development, which I think goes hand in hand,
Yes.
personal development. And I'm like, what's going on here? But I had things I personally needed to learn and do. And that's just like life skills. Standing up for yourself, not letting people walk all over you. That sort of thing.
Wow.
Like that, believing in yourself. That's another thing. Self-belief is crazy when you start doing that. It's crazy what happens when somebody starts. It sounds like the most cliche. Oh, believe in yourself. But actually, believe in your goddamn self. Oh my, it changes everything. It changes everything. That was the biggest thing for me. We'll talk about good ass lessons. That one, oh my God.
You felt like you didn't believe in yourself? Is that like a part of it?
Hell no. At first. What? Bro, what are you talking about? What? Absolutely not. I went the first. Like, yo, what are you talking about? What? The first couple of years, it's like you're doing it because I always thought I could do it. That was the thing. I'm like, you always had the thought that you could do something, but did you believe in the thought? That was the thing. I was looking for validation from other people to get that conviction in it, right? What I come to find out is that conviction got to come from you first. People will buy into you, but you got to buy into you. And if you don't buy into, like if I'm selling cars and I don't like the car, how am I going to get you to buy it? You know what I mean?
You want to buy this car?
I can't do that. Yeah, you want it? It's green, like, like money. Like, no. That's the thing. If you don't believe in what even with jokes and when you're on stage, if you don't believe in what you're talking about, they see right through you. Oh, he don't even believe in it. You know what I mean? So that was my main thing. I had a moment. It was, damn, it's crazy. Because I don't think you remember when I first met you, by the way. I know it's kind of related, but it was 2017 or 2018, actually. It was in the line for stand-up NBC at Gotham, actually. I had walked in, and you were standing with, I think, Mikey.
It was,
Mays,
I think it was actually, sorry, I don't want to interrupt. I think it was Sean Jackson.
No, go ahead.
I remember that day. Because you had saw me on television or some shit right before, and you gave me a lot of good energy that day.
Yes,
I remember.
I did. Because I already know about you guys. Because I do the homework. I know who's out here already, right? So I did all the homework. So it's like, oh, shit, y'all was chapter 5. So it's like, yo, I saw y'all already. So it's like when I seen you guys, I remember the first, this is going to sound corny as hell, but it's the truth. I remember when I saw y'all, I was like, I want to be their friend. I really wanted to. I was like, yo, I really want to be, because it's like good energy attracts good energy. And I knew y'all was good energy, right? So it's one of those things where, and it comes back to what I could learn from people. And I knew I could learn a lot from people like y'all. You know what I mean? So we'll talk about that good energy. That's where it really all came from. But back in those days, going back to what I was saying, I wasn't really believing in myself yet, right? I was still looking for that external validation. But then a lot of things happened. I had a jaw surgery done in 2021. And it was kind of after that, because when I had jaw surgery done, I feel like that was like a major point for me, where they redid my whole face. That was the thing. That's the reason why I bring that up, because I look completely different from when you met me. They remodeled my whole face. It was a health thing that I had since I was born. But after that, because you're a month and a half, 2 months, you're just staring at the ceiling. You can't talk. You can't eat. You just in your thoughts, right? And the last thing I had done, and shit, I don't even mind saying that. I'll tell the world. I don't mind. It was an audition for New York Comedy Club I had right the week before it happened. And I bombed it, and I did not get it at the time, right? Okay. And so as soon as that happened, 2 days later, they busted my face and I couldn't even talk. So I was just kind of there living with it, staring at the ceiling, just thinking. I was like how you bomb and make your face? That's insane, right? That's literally what I did. That's literally what I did. You want to talk about worst bombs? Ain't nothing get wrong with them.
Nigga bomb like a boxer. Like this.
Yeah, right? That felt like Frazier.
Throw in the towel.
Yeah, just throw in the towel. Just national TV. Everybody saw it. It's what it felt like. So you're just kind of living with it. And then I just had a moment on the come up on the recovery. I even had a doctor tell me, he was like, I don't know how you're ever going to do stand-up again. Crushed me when he said that, right? And then I was just like, you know what? If I don't do this, that's on me. That was the thought that I had. One of the many internal thoughts that I had. But it was like, it's on me. Like, if I don't think I can do this, I should stop right now. That was my thing. And I feel like that was the turn I made. Because then once that happened, once I started recovering, actually, that's when I started going on the road with you. My face hadn't even healed yet, but it was an opportunity. And I said, look, don't worry about anything. Just make the most of it. That was it, right? We drove XYZ location, but it was not only was it fun, but I was like, this is your chance. You really want to get better. You want to get your chops up. That's how you're gonna do it.
Wow.
And you see, you like Samuel L. Jackson in that basketball movie. Like, bro, you talking in my ear the whole time. Like, bro, like, yeah, you just, it's just natural conversation, but you drop a lot of gems without trying to. So I would like be around and like do this, do that. I'm watching y'all work, and it's like, it's only helped me get better. And so that's why I credit a lot of different people with my own development. But it really do start with you, because nobody can say anything else.
I thank you, bro. And it is, I thank you for real. And just even to be honest, I'll take that. But to be very honest, and this is going to sound super corny, but it didn't start with me. It actually started with you. And I might have been a catalyst.
That's what I meant when I said starts with you.
Yeah, it starts with you.
I was just making sure. It starts with you, like the part. You too. But
I had to make sure, because I'm like, bro, I ain't did nothing for real. My jaw ain't broke. You fucking Kanye did it. That was you. This nigga came through the
wire. Actually, you know how many times people will make that joke? Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. It's everybody talking about
and I could see it, bro. But it's so, the fact that you locked into just, deciding, because I had this conversation with a lot of people, but you just decided like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm actually going to do this. I'm not going to half-ass it. I'm not going to like, even if those doubts and those internal conversations come about, which is fair, we all human, but the fact that you still.
Everybody has at least one.
Yeah. But you still locked into like, all right, let me figure it out.
That's it. I think if you work hard enough and you're just consistent with it, it'll find it. If it's meant for you, it'll find a way. I damn well think it's meant for me. I'll die on that hill, because it's one of those things where it's like, yo, if you don't believe it, you got to believe in something, right? It can start with you, but if you don't believe in what you're going for, I just live off that motto, man. It's just like, you got to.
You got to,
baby. Why are you here? Like actually sit down and ask yourself, why are you here? Why are you doing stuff, right? If we lucky, we get 75 years. If we lucky. Yeah. You know what I mean? Shit. It's like, I don't want to be 74 being like, damn, I think I'm funny now. I think I'm funny now. Let's do something about this,
And you see,
I believe in that more than anything.
No, you good, bro. I'm listening. I'm taking so much of this in, because it's reinforcing, and on top of that, it's like I don't know if you do this, but you watch. Yes, you do. So I take that back. I've seen you do it, and I think all the greats do it. You watch other great people, of different archetypes, of different styles, of different, whether it's comedy or anything else you're into. Because I also know you're into like anime and things along those lines, video games. It's like, bro. That's the only time to this day I've seen you get into your bag of shit talking. Like, I've never seen. Normally you're like fairly humble, and when I say humble, I mean it. And like, you kind of chill, like, yeah, what's up, everybody? Love everybody. We used to talk about Mario Kart. He was like, I'll bust your ass in Mario Kart.
Can't touch me in that. Double dash, nigga? Absolutely not. Don't even come at me with double dash. Unplug the controller. I don't want to hear it.
This nigga talk like a ball player, but exclusively for Mario Kart. Hey, nigga, I'll give you 30 right now.
Mario Kart, Smash Bros. Yo, I put money on it. What? I hustle the hell out of everybody when it comes to that.
And matter of fact, I speaking of which, because another person you told with, one of my good friends, he's been on the show before, Nico White. It's fun. Y'all have a casual, friendly rivalry of competitions that I've seen over. And Nico's a very competitive person. I noticed about him. You know what I mean?
I challenge him to I need you to know that if we see, it could be, bro, we was doing Atlantic City Comedy Club for a weekend. We just had a straightaway on the boardwalk. And then I peeped it. And then that night, he starts talking crazy at 3 a.m. Like, you can't beat me in a race. I don't even know how we got there. I said, bro, you're not taking me in a race. Not in a sprint. Like, long distance, I can't do long distance. Everybody know that. But sprint, point A to point B, absolutely. We talk shit till 5 a.m. And then the next day, we went to the boardwalk when nobody was on it. I gave a bum my phone. I said, this is for you. Record this. I knew I'd catch him if he ran because I was that confident in my speed. I got my ass beat 3 times. It was 3 straight. I only uploaded the first one because that's when I had the most gas. But the last oh man, people got so mad at me. I came back to New York. Quan started talking shit to me. Quan was just like, "How you lose to him?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, coach. I apologize. I ain't know."
Meanwhile, Quan knees ain't good neither. I don't know why Quan talking shit.
Yeah, Quan raced him next, and he got his ass beat too.
I know Quan wasn't gonna win. Y'all don't realize. See, Nico. People who know who's listened to the show before, Nico White is from Harlem, and he got like he don't have crackhead speed. He got the speed of a brother trying to catch a crackhead to get his money back. You know what I mean?
But he got crackhead strength because we arm wrestled too. That one didn't get recorded, but he beat me in an arm wrestle. And I was mad. I was upset because I'd be at the gym mad early every day, and I'm like, "You never go," and bro just strong for no reason. I was so. We did arm wrestles, races, chess. We did pool. We've done PlayStation 4. I didn't upload those because
what have you? Okay, the real question is, what have you won?
Super Smash Bros. Very first thing we did. I beat him and Dre so bad. We don't even. His exact words, Nico's exact words were, "Yeah, we had to cut the game off because ain't nobody like you win." And so I got one, but he got like 11. So but I don't back down. I'm gonna keep going. If I see anything.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we put money on it.
What is you? You have this insane level of resilience that I just don't know anybody else to have.
I'm not giving up, man. I don't care what it is. I don't care. It's okay. Like at this point, it's like I could lose anything. It doesn't matter. I don't care what it is. If there's one thing, you know what my mom used to say, and God rest her soul, but you know what my mom used to say? She said, "Alex never gets anything the first time. Never. He's always the last one. He's always the last one to get it. But when he gets it, he got it. But like it always." So I live with that. It's like, I'm going to be the guy who has to do it 8 million times, and I'll get it on the 8 million first. That's with everything. That's with comedy. That's with the game, with girls. That's always been me. Always. I'll say it. I don't even care. Because that's just how my life is. I'm very much, I gotta fuck up.
You gotta figure it out.
Times. But that's it. That's why, because I know Alex. He gonna figure it out. He gonna look bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, hey, yo, like how much... You be checking your what? How much this will be doing?
Nah, I still got it, coach. Put me back in the game.
I still got it. Put me in. I'll get there.
I'm bleeding though. Don't worry about that.
I'm bleeding. Man, right? Broken jaw. I'm talking to myself. I'm gonna talk soon. I can't even move my mouth. I'm talking soon. I'm mumbling today, but I got sentences tomorrow.
I commend you for that, bro. It's because it's like you know what? In a lot of ways, you're like the everyman's hero because everybody hears these stories about the guy who like was naturally gifted and then got on, or the guy who's like naturally this, and I mean this in all respects when I say this too, but like the person who like was like Jordan. He's like, oh, of course that motherfucker got every ring. He just was the best. You know what I mean? But then you hear the stories of like the person that got rings too, and they weren't the best. They just worked really, really, really hard.
You're goddamn right. And you know something when it comes to that? Those are the stories I like to read the most. Everybody loves Michael Jordan, and like everybody wants to see that. Everybody loves seeing you win, but me, I want to see what you do when you lose. I'm that guy. Like when you lose, when everybody's watching, yeah, we all focus on the guy who won, but like, what are you doing? That's always been me, because it's like I'm just curious, because it's not what you do when you win, it's what you do when you lose. That's what really determines it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't take that loss and learn from it, you're not gonna win. That's just always the way I've looked at it. So it's like, and I'm always just like, you know what? Talent is cool. Everybody's talented in their own way, but if you ain't got that resilience to back it up, your talent really don't mean much. Talent is like it's like you'll get ahead in the race early, but you're gonna burn out. I know that for certain.
Yeah.
So. Even when I first jumped into comedy, right? I'm talking like I pulled up to the comedy club. I knew it was like amateur night number 1. I said to myself, if you go in those doors, you can't go any less than 100%. You got to go full blown all the time. Whatever that means, I don't know what that means. I didn't know what comedy meant or what it was going to be. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I said, if you go through those doors, there's no turning back. You got to do this.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's just, I don't know. It's just how I live life. And it's just always been like that. I ain't gonna change it.
It's too good, baby. I already do this.
Because you know what? I'll be so real with you. At the end of the day, right? I'm talking deathbed, right? When it's all said and done, last chapter of the book, last page of the book, I just want somebody in the future to pick up my book. They're going to read it. They're going to be like, oh, like he did that. What? I could do my thing. If he could do that, I can do this. That's all I live for. That right there. Honestly, because if you're not inspiring somebody, then what are you doing it for, right? Somebody got to look at your story and be like, okay, maybe I can do the thing I'm thinking about because he did the thing that he was thinking about, and all the odds were stacked against him. But he did it. I was like, yay! I'm like, yo, I can do that.
Let's fucking go.
That gets me going. That's just my thing, bro.
I'm excited, bro. I'm excited because it's something that also like intrigues me so much. It's like we're doing this right now, and I don't know all of your dreams, and you don't even have to tell me, but I know whatever your dreams are. Now I'm so excited to see them. Cause I'm like, oh, and then you was plotting this whole time. You talented bitch. I'm fucking sick of it. Yeah.
Bro, they're gonna happen. I swear to you, it's all what you see in yourself and who you surround yourself with. I'm so serious about that. You know what I mean? It's like, man, I'll be listening to a lot of people, and a lot of people think, I was even listening to this thing today. It was like, when you get successful, people will think that you left them behind or whatever the case is. This is not what it is. There's levels to every step in life. And just because somebody's here and you're here, that doesn't mean somebody's better or worse. You're just in two different paths right now. You know what I mean? Paths intersect. But at the end of the day, it's like, there are people who I knew, not necessarily just comedians. I mean, people in general. People I knew in 2017 when I was really just starting, and they're super supportive. And I don't really see them as much anymore, right? But it's like, they're still supportive. They don't think of me as like, oh, Alex is doing his own thing. No, I still got love for everybody who I meet along this journey. But the journey brings you to new heights. And it's like, you can't be reaching back all the time because, look, it's like, you got to be forward with it. You know what I mean? You can look back for a second, like when you're driving, like you go like that, but it's like, you're going to crash if you keep looking back there. So you got to keep going forward. So it's the truth. It's just real. It's just so real.
I love good fucking gems. I love good gems.
Man, as somebody who has crashed, I'm telling you, you don't want to do that shit again.
As a person that has crashed,
you, man. I've crashed. I've many a crashed. I've fender bender. I've everything. But it's like, as long as you got the goal in mind, that's always what I'm focused on.
That is so funny, bro. Always. That is, as a person that has crashed, I'm telling you, stop looking back sometimes.
Yeah, don't look back there. There's nothing going on back there. They following you.
It ain't nothing but bad news back there.
Yeah, don't be bad news back there. Absolutely not. Man. Get out of there.
That's so good. Now, I got a couple questions before we wrap. I'm enjoying this so much, man. This is dope.
I always love talking to you, man. You know that.
I just have a couple things because this is fucking top tier. When it comes to any other pursuits you have now, how do you go about when people don't support or something like that? Like, are you one of those people, like, do you need the support of people anymore? Or have you now leveled up to the point where it's just you?
I'll be so honest with you. And I've told you this, so this isn't even all that shocking. But when I started doing comedy, nobody took it serious. I mean, it's like, some people are blessed to have that support system from the jump. And if you have that, that's fantastic, right? But at the other end of it, if you don't have it, you should, like I said, it always starts with you. Like you right here. Like, you shouldn't go looking for it. Like me, my family thought this was a phase. I know it because I started comedy November 9th. Thanksgiving, the whole family came together, right? And word got out that I was a comedian. I remember we were all around the dinner table, like it was like 30 of us, right? Did y'all hear Alex is a comedian? Everybody started, Alex is a comedian? Oh, boy, it's funny, right? It's everybody talking, right? And you haven't done anything. I only been at it like 2.5 weeks. So I really can't say much. But you could tell, it was like more like poking fun at it. Like, that's just how my family is. I don't fault them for it, right? But the support really wasn't there. But I look at that not as a bad thing. Again, you take the good from what could be perceived as bad. I got to take myself serious so they know to take me serious. That's all it is. So it's like, as things have happened, especially lately, things have happened, it's like they're more invested in it now. It's not fake. It's not. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, I look at that as how are you? I mean, look, I didn't know what I wanted to do before comedy. I didn't know. And so they knew I was kind of wishy-washy, but I'm like, oh, he's probably just trying this, right? Never take that personal, because every challenge you have, I look at every challenge I have as something from, again, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. It's their way of saying, how bad do you want it, right? Like, are you willing to overcome the fact that nobody believes in you? Yes, you can advance to the next level. In my case, are you willing to break your jaw, break your face to get better? just so you could get better, speak properly, all of that. You're willing to redo your face? Congratulations, you just made it to the next level. It's like, you know what I mean? There's constantly new levels. In my case, I'm in New Jersey. So it's like, are you willing to go to New York City consistently, back and forth, probably daily? Oh, you are? Okay, all right, keep
Next
going.
level.
Like, you know what I mean?
That's so...
There's constantly different levels. And the question, it's always a different question there. Are you willing to let these people go? They're kind of holding you back. If you hold them back, they're your best friends. If you let go of them, you can advance. You're willing to do it? Okay. So I'm, in my mind, it's whatever it takes.
What are you willing to do is if that isn't true. Because I've even personally never thought of it. I've thought of it that way, but I've never put the finishing touches on the sentence of, are you willing to invest this? Well, now you're going to the next level. Like, you literally have to. Everything that you strive.
Every single challenge. Everybody has their own challenges, right? So what's different for me is what's different for you. But I genuinely feel like that's what we're chasing can be perceived as crazy. It can be perceived as that. We don't think it is. We think we're meant for it. But I feel like the things that are most worth it, they're going to test you. They have to test you. You can only advance us to a certain point if you're tested. So every single time I meet some kind of challenge, I always look at it like, all right, this is it. Are you ready to advance? Because if you can get through this, you're going to move. And sometimes there's slow level ups. But if you're willing to go that distance, then it's always going to be a positive level up. At least
and I believe that. I even think that even plays out in like relationships outside of comedy, like relationships in general, whether it be somebody you're dating or something like that, where you hit those moments of like, all right, I could either face this or we break up. All right, if we break up, you just got to do another version of it with another person. Like,
the same different person trying to teach you the same lesson. It all comes back, bro. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You may not learn it from person A. And person A got big titties. So, but person B is gonna give you the same lesson if you don't learn it from person A. I'm telling you. So it's like, you could try to run from it, but there's no running from it, because you're not gonna advance as a person or in your career, whatever it is. You're not going to advance until, like you just said, you face it. Whatever that it is, you gotta face it. One way or another.
I gotta start facing some shit. God damn, you talented motherfucker.
Yeah, me too. I ain't facing anything. It's true.
We said that shit, but that shit is not easy. Facing things are hard.
Yeah, that shit ain't easy. No, don't get it twisted. None of this shit is easy. Absolutely not. So today you may want to face it. Tomorrow you'll be like, actually, you gotta be able to take
face stuff. I'm good, bro. All right, I'm gonna stay right where I am. I'm comfortable here.
Yeah, I'm cool. Oh man, you said the word. That right there. Oh man, I have a love-hate relationship with that word, comfortable. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Right. It's you could get comfortable at one spot, and it's like, oh, this is great, and whatever the case is. But then that next level gonna come calling, right? And whenever I feel I do this thing, man. I think I told you this before too. I do like report cards for myself.
I don't know this.
Every year. Oh, really? I didn't tell you this? Oh, I do yearly report cards. I do 3 month and 6 months. So I go like 3, 6, because my birthday's in June, so the 6 month one is huge, right? It's like, I'll set a yearly goal for myself. And then I constantly am doing progress reports. Did you make a step in the right direction? How far are you going? Because we're artists, bro. So that we have to hold ourselves accountable. Accountability is so, that is, oh my gosh. It's like, because if you're not holding yourself accountable, who are you gonna blame when it doesn't work out? You can't point the finger when it doesn't work out. You can only look in the mirror. I genuinely believe that, right? Because it's like, I've always held myself accountable. Because I have this rule, I can't do what I was doing the year prior. So, what's it, 2023? I'm backlogged everything I've done this year. 2024, I got to do more. That was, whatever it is, I have to do more than I did in 2023. And that bar gets higher and higher. So it was like, however you have to do it, you have to figure it out. Because if I ever have a year where I did the same thing I did the year before, then I got to sit down with myself, what are we doing? Because if I ever get a year like that, it's like you're wasting time, and we don't have time to waste. I'm so big on accountability, because if you're not, because there's so many people that are watching you like, oh, you're killing it, whatever. And yeah, you might be, but it's like at the end of the day, who's really watching you day in and day out? Only you know what you do day in and day out, right? So I'm so big on that, and being comfortable scares me. If I start to get too comfortable somewhere, I'm like, oh, like this, like, like it feels like fleas, like, something's wrong. Like, I gotta move, I gotta do something, right?
So you don't want to get stagnant type thing. And I understand that. And that's a very interesting point. It's something my pops had told me recently. So I battle with being comfortable as well. You know what I mean? Because I'm one of those people. My pops just told me this, and I'll relay it to people in multiple facets of life. But he always be like, man, you hate. He's like, you hate. You're one of those people. He's like, you're always striving for the next thing. But in the same way, there's another bad side to it. He's like, you're striving for the next thing. He's like, you could be striving for 10 things, get fucking 9, and be mad that you didn't get that one. So you're bitching. I'll be bitching in the crib. Like, I'm very positive overall, but when I'm down, I'll bitch, bro. Fuck everybody. I'm fucking the same.
Right? That's real. But it's because you know what you're capable of, right? That's me. It's like, I know I can do 10 out of 10 if I hit 9. Appreciate the fact you got 9, yes. But let's be real. You wanted that 10. And then that's
tight. I told you I started when I was a kid, bro. Every day that I'm not super rich, I be tight. I've been supposed to be rich.
Yo, you should be. You should be. Yo, my bills call me every day. I'm tight too. It's like, yo, I'm going. Like, yo, give me a minute. I'm working on it here. So.
Every day I pay for something and I'm nervous to pay for it, I be like, what the fuck am I doing? What?
Yeah, what's going on?
I've done too much.
You're doing your own personal therapy.
Yo, I love this so much.
That is such a real thing.
You've given so many gems out, so many gems. So normally we wrap these episodes with, but you've given so many, but let's see if you got one more in you. So we normally wrap these episodes with a gem, and I word it in this way in particular for the people listening, right? It's a moment where I say, all right, you, Alex, it's your chance. If you could give a gem, a piece of advice to somebody listening to this episode that identifies with how you've been speaking this whole time, or feels like they're a version of you, older or younger, whatever. Like they feel like your spirit, your energy, your soul connects with them hard. What is something that you would want that person to hear and know?
That's actually really easy, because I don't want to say my gems are recycled. I just go by what my mom always used to say. And 3 words: it gets better. That's it. Literally. Because it's gonna get hard. You're gonna be down. It's gonna be you're gonna be in your darkest moment. But my mom always said that, yo, it gets better. Don't let this moment define who you are. You get through this moment, you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna keep advancing. It has to get better if you keep working at it. Only doesn't if you quit. So that's my main thing. Whenever I talk to somebody, they're going through something. If I ever have one stock line, I'll always say it gets better. It has to. I promise it gets better. Because the me from when I met you to the me who's talking to you right now, 2 very different versions of me. 2 very, very different versions. In fact, that guy who met you, who you said looked like Vince Chang, that guy, there's no way. Yeah, you said I look like Vince Chang. I'll never forget. I didn't know who Vince was. And then I met Vince. I'm like, I get it now. But it was, but him, if I could literally, I always look back at that. If there's one thing I needed to hear in the beginning, it was that. It gets better. And I'll throw in a second one. Just make your younger self proud. You know what I'm saying? Everybody as a kid has a dream. You know, when I was a kid, I didn't know what I wanted to do, right? I did not know at all. But I knew there was going to be lots of people involved. I wanted a lot of people looking at me. I didn't know what that meant at the time. But I think of him, right? And I'm just like, I got to make that guy proud. Because I'm him. So it's like, if I saw him, right? If I saw him right now, would he be proud of the person I am? I think yes. I think he'd expect more, like I do naturally. But it's like, if I ever look back at my past self and I feel like I'm letting him down, there's an incongruity. Something's wrong. I'm not one with myself. You know what I mean? So it gets better, and make the younger version of you somebody who's proud.
Yo, dude, that's great. That's great, because I feel good, because I just thought about it. I was like, yo, younger version of me, because I'm going to see Usher this week. A younger version of me would be like, hey, bro, you're doing
it. you're killing it. Yo, that's exactly my point. That's exactly my point.
Yeah, bro. I love
Yo,
that gem, man. I love that. Oh, Alex, quote for the win, bro. Let's go.
this my brother, this guy
Come
right
on,
here, man.
man.
Yo, but
Uh huh.
before I don't know if you're getting ready to sign off, but I did want to say to you and to all the viewers, to all the listeners, wherever they're listening or watching this, I appreciate every single person along the journey. Every single person. In this case, it's you because I'm talking to you head to head, but it's like there isn't a single person who I've met, who I've interacted with, who I'm not appreciative of. And I just wanted to literally say that to you. I'm gonna say it to you when I see
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
anyway, but I think it's important that I tell you every time I get the chance because never wait to tell somebody how thankful or how much they've impacted you because you don't know. You never know. Life is so uncertain. So I always make it a point to tell people that. So thank you and thank you all for
Oh
listening
man,
as well.
thank you, Alex Cole for the win. Okay. So
Damn,
before we
man.
sign off officially, that was top tier. There's nothing beating that. But tell people your social handle. You
Go
know
ahead.
the whole like spiel, where they can see you next, that etc.
Yes, sir. So at the status quo, but quo spelled QUOW. That's on everything. That's Instagram, status quo, TikTok, Facebook. That's how you know I don't use the shit. But TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, status quo on everything. What do I have going on? I don't know when this is gonna drop, but October 11th is West Side Comedy Club. October 13th, I'm in Cape May doing something with Boston Comedy Club. That's fun. And then the 26th, I'm with you,
Yeah,
man.
bro.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good ass time. West Virginia,
Yeah,
let's
West
go. That's
Virginia.
gonna
I'll
be
tell you
fun.
right now what that is. That's why I was looking at my phone. It's actually
Mm-hmm.
Vermont State University will be there, bro.
Let's
Yeah.
go, bro.
Yeah.
I got snacks. Don't worry, I got snacks in the car now. Like we leveling up. I got snacks. Let's
You
do
got
it.
snacks and
Yes.
good music.
You like goldfish, nigga? I got goldfish now. I got goldfish.
Absolutely, bro.
I got goldfish.
Dude.
Yes, sir. It's gotten so dark.
Yeah.
Hold on, my bad. There we go.
And for the people who are gonna watch this online, like on YouTube or wherever you're watching this, it's crazy because they've gradually watched this go up and down.
It's gradually gotten darker.
I appreciate you because you took the time.
Like
I think you're in your car or something, but you took the time to do this.
I most definitely am. Ain't no quiet places around here, that's for sure. So I'm like, this worked out.
But I thank you, bro, man. Once again, Alex Quo, sincerely, you're a really good dude, and I'm so happy to have you on the show. And I'd love to get you back. We talk more about other interests and etc. I'd love to have you back as a guest, man.
Hell yeah. Sure. I'd love to, man. And thank you so much for asking me to be here. I love it. Come on,
bro. So thank you again. And ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening. I love y'all. See y'all later. Peace.